This is Jill Janus of Huntress, and you're watching Horns Up Rocks.
We're back here in Hartford, Connecticut at the Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival. I'm here with Jill from Huntress, one of the hottest bands in metal today. How does that feel to be, like, seriously? I mean, I'm sure you've heard a lot since you have been doing Mayhem about new fans kind of being like, holy hell.
Mm-hmm. We're living the dream, man. It's simple as that. We love the fans. They're the ones who got us here on Mayhem Fest, and it's just been it's been a really killer experience.
Any particular towns or group of fans that really stand out for you? Kind of like maybe the reaction that you were just like, whoa.
Today was pretty epic, but I feel that as we progress and do every show, the next word starts to kind of spread, and it keeps spreading. And so I think that at this point, it's just kind of growing and growing and growing, and the fans are getting more excited because I think the word's kind of just getting out.
Right, and of course, it was recently announced you're going to be on tour with Lamb of God, Killswitch Engage, and Testament. That's like crazy.
I know, dude. We got a high five for that.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats on that. That's awesome. And that's cool because obviously Mayhem is a platform for things like that to happen. It's kind of like a catapult. And of course, once the ball's in the air, you're going to make sure you can run and catch it, right?
Oh, yeah. We are ready. And we're also going on tour with Danzig prior to Lamb of God. So it's just, like I said, we're just living the dream.
And I mean, have you met the guys from Danzig before? Because I know you were good friends with Lemmy, and he knows, of course, Danzig. Have you met Danzig before?
I've recently met Glenn, and I met him at the Golden God Awards in Los Angeles for Revolver magazine. That night was the best night of my life because I met Glenn. Lemmy was there as well, I was hanging out with him. I also met Alice Cooper, and then my all-time idol, Rob Halford. And I got to speak with him at length just about boys and microphone technique.
Yeah, we're all music geeks, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm a big dork at heart, you know. You got to be when you keep it true.
Of course. And with that said, which are the bands you've been watching here at Mayhem Fest? I know you're good friends with the guys from Battle Course, another really hot band at the moment. Other bands that maybe you never knew that they were that good or maybe became really good friends with unexpectedly?
I've been really excited about meeting and hanging out with AMON, the Swedish Vikings, and so that's been a real pleasure for me to just stand in the wings and watch them. Basically, I host the Jägermeister Shredmeister competition right before they play on the main stage every day. So I'm up there hosting, and then I kind of just lurk and just watch them in their big dragon that breathes smoke over the crowd. It's just really a great stage setup.
But hey, you guys are not falling behind, and I'm sure it is because you are doing your homework. You are seeing, hey, that works, that doesn't work. You know, you're always learning in this business. Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Always learning.
Well, and that's part of being here on Mayhem Fest. It's like summer camp. It's also like summer school and boot camp. So we are learning a lot, and we realize that we've got a really long journey ahead of us, and that the hard work never ends. And if you want longevity in this business, you know, you got to earn respect. You got to work. So we're down for it, and I think being part of Mayhem Fest, which is like a family, it's just been a really great experience for us, but we've been learning so much, especially about the type of production this is. It flips, it moves overnight, and it's like a circus.
Yeah, while you're sleeping, there's so much going on. Suddenly you're here and like, oh, okay, it's another one, right? I mean, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes.
It never ends.
And hey, Jill, I gotta ask you, obviously, right now, as we said before, Huntress is placed in a very awesome place to be because of the hard work and the great record. Have the fans reacted so far the way you expected with the new song, especially? Because I know you've been busting a couple here and there. Yeah,
it's been blowing our minds. The reaction is just, it's exactly what you'd want as a band. You want to feel that love coming back. And with Starbound Beast, it's the evolution of Huntress. So we released Spellator last year, 2012, just released Starbound Beast 2013, and it's very organic. It's the way that things are going to be going. You know, it's we don't force anything. We're just 5 people who are really inspired. And in fact, and I don't even want to say this yet, but we're already writing the 3rd album on the bus. And I really want to stay in the moment here and talk about Starbound Beast. And it's for us, we couldn't be more proud of the record. But that's the way that we are. We're very inspired, and we want to do an album a year for as long as possible with our touring schedule.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that because once obviously offers are going to keep coming after the Danzig tour, after the Lamb of God tour. You know, they're going to keep coming. So you might find yourself in a comfortable situation, quote unquote, that you can we have the album ready to go when we have that time to kind of pull it out, but it's ready to go. You know, so it's cool because I think today the way the market works, and of course with media being so accessible, you can really push your band to the next level by yourself, you know. Of course, with the help of events like this, but, you know, you're in the bus, you have, you know, your Pro Tools rig, you have your, you know, computer, so you can do the social media aspect of the whole band. So it's really fun, but it's also a lot of work, you know.
Sure, but like I said, the hard work never ends, and fortunately we have really, really good work ethic in the band. And without the fans, we wouldn't be here. Not only do they inspire me, that they are my blood. You know, that's how I look at this. They help fund Mayhem. Because of them, we're able to have a bus. And because of them, I stay constantly inspired. And I respect my fans, and I just need them so much, more than ever before. I have a whole new level of respect.
And hey, I know there's, you know, artists kind of are quote unquote forced to thank the fans, but I know you're always on social media, always interacting with them, you know, which is cool because I'm sure that's something that a lot of the veterans that we have here when they started didn't have, and now they're kind of starting to learn how to do it because of bands like you guys, because everybody, of course, influences each other, and, you know.
Sure. We're in this together. True heavy metal is thriving again, and together we can keep it thriving, but Huntress can't do it without the fans. It's as simple as that.
And the cool thing, obviously, with Mayhem Fest, you get the Five Finger fans, you get the Rob Zombie fans, which are obviously, you know, old school fans. You know, because by now, you know, Five Finger has been there for a while. What's cool too is that kid who likes Five Finger might check you out of like they hear it and you know they're getting a beer at the beer 10 and they're like, oh, what is that? And they go and check it out. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, you're signing saying, oh my God, thank goodness I came to this. But as we know, there's also people that just stay at home, kind of complain about it. Oh, there are no good bands around there anymore, and it's kind of like, you got to get out there because every year there's something new that's coming and exciting, and it's cool.
It's true. Look around you here at Mayhem Fest. There's something always happening. It's always, and they run it so well. It's such a tight ship. They run one band, and then before you know it, the next band is starting right on. So it's really cool. It's great. It moves very, very, very rapidly. It's overwhelming at times in a good way.
And Jill, who's the best smelling person on the tour?
The best what?
Smelling.
The best smelling person, that would probably be me. Because I'm a girl. Believe me, if I was surrounded by other girls, I wouldn't smell as good as them. But since I'm the only one, I'm assuming. But the Butcher Babies, they probably also smell really good. I have to go smell them later.
Okay. And which is your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Root beer. I love root beer.
With ice cream in it or without the ice cream?
Of course with the ice cream. But, you know, just to drink straight up when I want a treat, it's root beer.
How about alcoholic drinks?
Jaeger, without a doubt. Yeah, I do treat myself occasionally to a shot of Jaeger here on tour. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best liqueur. I really do. I love Jaeger.
I know you guys do like a theme party. A band picks a theme. Did you do your party yet, or is it coming?
No, the boys want to throw a party, and you know, I'm kind of the Debbie Downer on the bus because I have to sit in the back and go on vocal rest every night, so I don't get to have fun. And if I do, I feel kind of pretentious because I'm just, you know, I'm not talking. So someone says hi, I'm like, you know, it's really difficult for me sometimes to be around other people when I'm on vocal rest because, you know, I don't want to be a snob. I'm a big sweetie, and so I just started making little cards that says, I'm sorry I'm on vocal rest, but I'd love a hug. Just because I'm very, very strict with my regime of keeping my voice strong and keeping my health maintained. That for me, it's no joke. So I don't really go to parties on tour. When I'm not on tour, that's when the trouble starts.
You go to the Rainbow Hangout with Lemmy?
Oh, sure. Why not? Why not?
Hey, we're going to talk before we got out here about the song you did with Lemmy. I think that's pretty cool because that's him kind of proving, you know, here's my stamp. I approve Huntress. You know, that's cool.
It's really cool. You know, we're forever grateful to him for him to have the faith in Huntress and actually to have that integrity to hand me lyrics. And, you know, when he did hand me those lyrics, I want to fuck you to death. My first reaction was, you're such a romantic. You're such a romantic boy, and this was such a genuine, it was just so wonderful when he did that for me. I couldn't believe it. And then to bring it back to the boys in the band, and they were like, ah, shit. You know, now all you need are more stalkers when you get up there and sing this. And Lemmy said, you know, if the lyrics are a little bit too fucky, I'm happy to change them. I said, they're not too fucky, they're perfect. He wrote them from the perspective of Huntress, of the Huntress, you know. So it's really, he really tapped into something psychically there, and it really transcends, metal for a moment. You know, it has this moment where I wrote the chorus to be more like a love song. It's very melodic. I even have a little bit of a Cher inflection in my vibrato in there too. So for me, it was a really fun song, and I think Lemmy likes to have a good time when he writes music as well. I know he does. So you can hear that in there. It's fun.
And how is he doing? Because I know you're good friends with him. They had to cancel the tour because of his health. How is he doing health-wise?
He says he'll be back in the saddle soon. Absolutely. He's a warrior.
Yeah. Big shout out to Lemmy. You know, we need Lemmy for a long time to come because he's the god, man.
He is. He always says, when death comes knocking, don't answer the door.
Nice. All right, Joe, I want to thank you so much. Again, congrats on all the success so far. And I know you're not comfortable whatsoever with it because you want to keep going and you're kind of, getting addicted to that. Oh, look what we have over here.
Oh, hey, Grandma. Look at that shawl, John 5. I'm going to steal that from you.
But yeah, definitely keep it up. And thank you so much for what you're doing for heavy metal. Going town after town, day after day, telling everybody, hey, metal is alive and well. It's very much needed.
It sure is. True heavy metal is thriving again. And thanks so much to the fans. Thank you to Mayhem Fest and everyone who has had faith in Huntress. Don't forget, stay metal forever.